will we be able to make it? Hopefully there's a hill here, but I wouldn't recommend anybody going this slow because yeah, I'm gonna have to put on the hazards, guys, because yeah, we're going really slow now, really slow. Hey guys, Chris here. In this video, we are doing the Norwegian high-speed run version 2.0 in the Nissan Ariya 63 kilowatt hour battery pack version. So if you're new here, my name is Chris and I have this channel dedicated to testing electric cars. That's basically all we do here on the channel. So if you like the Nissan Ariya, if you like electric cars, and if you're excited about all the cars I have coming here on the channel in the upcoming weeks and future, we have the 87 kilowatt hour version battery pack of this car. We have the EQS 450 Plus with like 700 kilometer plus WLTP range, and we also have the launch of the facelifted version of the Audi e-tron, the OG, the big electric SUV. So if you're excited about that and you don't want to miss out on that, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And also, not only if you're new here, if you've been watching my videos for a while, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm really trying to hit that 40K subscriber mark before Christmas, and that would be a really nice present from you guys to me, so thank you very much. But okay, enough about that. Today is all about the Norwegian high-speed run, which is a route over 610 kilometers, and the point of the test is to complete that route with the shortest amount of time connected to a charger, so the shortest charging time. And then at the end of the video, we're going to rank this car according to that charging time and compare to all the competition. And since we're going 610 kilometers and the WLTP rated range of this car is 400 kilometers, we're going to have to stop and charge probably 2 times, maybe even 3. Weather is a factor today. It's not too cold. It's 9 degrees Celsius, but we have some rain and we have some wind. And also, will we have any issues with chargers? How deep into the charge do we go before the car goes into complete panic mode and it wants us to stop at a charger? So all of those things are going to be explored today and may make things easy or complicated. That's the beauty of this test. We never know. So yeah, that's pretty much the Norwegian high-speed run, simulating going on a longer trip with an electric car. Keen viewers may have seen that this is the version 2.0, and the reason for that is we have an updated version of the test. So before, we were ranking these cars on total travel time, but because of things like traffic and stuff like that, maybe we had, queues at a charger that would affect, the charging time and not make, the times comparable to each other and rendering the test not useless, but redundant. We're now changing the testing procedure where we're only going to time the time we are connected to a charger. Yes, if we do have to wait for a charger, you guys are going to see that. I'm going to tell you how long, but because we want to be able to compare results, we're only timing the time we're connected to a charger. So things like traffic and if we have roadworks, all stuff like that will have minimal impact on the total time. And the last thing is we have a different starting point now because we have for the very first time a sponsor on the Norwegian high-speed run, which is the charging company Recharge, basically the largest provider of lightning fast and rapid charging in the Nordic countries. Including AC chargers, they have more than 4,000 charging points in Norway, Sweden, and Finland, which is just completely mind-boggling, insane amount of chargers. And not only that, they will be opening chargers in Denmark very shortly. So they're basically all over Scandinavia now and in the Nordic countries. And that's why we have a new starting point at Esso in Slependen. We're still going to the train station in Kristiansand and then back again. But this route is a little bit shorter. It's 610 kilometers versus the old one, which is 615. So just bear in mind of that, guys. At the end of the video, comparing the results, just look for the version 2.0. And if you're comparing to a car that isn't, done on the new test cycle, well, you'll be able to most likely compare them very close, almost 1-to-1, but not in all cases. Okay, guys, sorry about the lengthy intro, but there's a lot of things to talk about. We're currently at 92%. We're gonna go to 100 because this test starts with a full battery, and then I'll see you guys on the road. We are now on the move, and we've been on the road for a little more than an hour and 6 minutes, and you guys can see that we're down to 59% stated charge, covered 117 kilometers, and average consumption 22.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And this is a peculiar thing that this car does, because it is auto steer. You can see down to the right corner, but sometimes the auto steer isn't as precise as it should be, and then it rides the center line, and then it engages like that lane keep assist, which is just really weird. So it's like two different systems within the same car working against each other, which is just a little bit weird. I don't experience that with too many cars, but okay. 22.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. We are now heading southwest after we hit that bridge we just crossed. We just passed Ludvig, and on our way from Oslo and basically all the way down to the train station in Kristiansand, the wind map shows us that we're going to have a headwind of about 2 to 3 meters per second. So, high consumption ish because of that. 22.9, 23 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers is quite high consumption, considering the average speed, according to the car, is 105 kilometers an hour. And that consumption is not the best, but we'll see once we get to our turnaround point and start heading back if that consumption drops. But I have to say, guys, that this car on the motorway is so quiet. Even though we have had a headwind, cruising at 100 kilometers an hour, 110, 120, this thing is maybe the quietest car in this class of vehicle. It's really a comfortable cruiser. But since we're at 58% and we've covered 119.8 kilometers, I think we'll be able to go maybe 250 total. It is from our start to our turnaround point 305 kilometers, so we'll have to stop somewhere along the way. So we'll have to just keep an eye out on that consumption, and I'll talk to you guys again once I figure out where I'm gonna stop and charge. It's gonna be somewhere before we get to Kristiansand, because we won't be able to go to Kristiansand with that range. But where? Well, I'll have to find out off camera. We're now about 20 kilometers away from where we're going to stop and charge, and there are actually some new chargers at Esso in Kjuttaviga just before we approach Kristiansand, which is a nice distance. Some new recharge chargers there, 150 kilowatts, that I want to check out because I haven't seen that before. So as you guys can see, the car's showing 18.8 kilometers of distance left till we're there. And the car was showing like a buffer of minus 5-6 kilometers. So when the car was showing like 25 kilometers distance to our destination, the BMS was showing like maybe 19 or 20 kilometers of range left. But once we hit 5%, that just disappeared, which is a little bit disconcerting and a bit scary. But I know that this car does have a large buffer below zero, so I think we're going to be fine. And also showing zero range at 3% or 4% at 5%, it doesn't make any sense, because obviously you have 3% battery left, or now 2. It's really going down quickly now. But we still have range. I mean, the car's just acting a little bit prematurely, just scaring us here, because I also know from yesterday's video, or the last video, my Motorway range test, that I had to drive the car a little bit in zero before we were at turtle mode. So I don't think you have to start getting scared before you're at turtle mode. But okay, guys, 17 kilometers left. Crossing my fingers. I think we're gonna be able to make it. 0% stated charge, and we just got a warning of turtle mode climbing this slight incline, and this is the charter at Circle K in Lillesand, but we're gonna go past this. We're gonna go another 11 kilometers, so crossing my fingers, we'll be able to make it. If not, I'll be stuck along the side of the road again, and I don't want to, so wish me luck. I don't know what it is with going below indicated 0% stated charge. it's always scary, even though I've done this so many times here on the channel. I mean, it's scary every time. Oh my god, I just got a message that scared me. Like the smallest change in speed from the car, like the smallest hiccup feels like, oh, am I gonna run out of juice now? Am I gonna run out of juice now? And then we went up like this short incline, and the cruise control is at 100 kilometers an hour. The speed limit here is 100 kilometers an hour, and the car was like 95, 94, 93, 89, and then we just went down a small hill there and we picked up speed to 96. But now again, guys, I'm going to show you, we're going like 80, 83, 82, 81, 80, 79. Yeah, this is scary. 76, and we have 2 kilometers of range left. Will we be able to make it? Hopefully. There's a hill there, but I wouldn't recommend anybody going this slow, because yeah, I'm gonna have to put on the hazards, guys, because yeah, we're going really slow now, really slow. But I think our next exit, yeah, this is our exit here. This is our exit. Oh, we're so close, but don't go far beyond 0% in the Nissan Ariya, because yeah, you're not going to be able to go fast on the motorway. So yeah, don't do what I do at home. Okay, we made it to our exit and 700 meters left to go. I think we're going to keep the hazards on because we're going really slow, though the speed has picked up a little bit. We're going 63 kilometers an hour. Maybe I can turn off the hazards. So let's just try that and turn off cruise control, turn off the hazards, and then cancel cruise control. Oh, thankfully not a lot of traffic here. We're gonna go up a small hill over there. Oh yeah, there's not a lot of power here. So again, I cannot, you know, be clear enough, guys. Don't try this at home. Don't go much past 0% stated charge in the Nissan Ariya, because now I'm giving it full throttle and it's not going faster than 33 kilometers an hour. We've been this low in the battery percentage before with cars, you know, having this little power, but I just thought we were going to be able to go a little bit further before we, you know, encountered such problems. Just like going up this hill here, yeah, we're not going fast. 36 kilometers an hour, but it looks like we're going to be able to just about make it. Yeah, I do apologize, guys. I'm a bit sick now. My daughter was sick last week, so I'm sick now. Okay, we have some chargers over there. Yeah, so these are Camp Power chargers. Okay, let's hop over here and connect to a 150 kilowatt charger. Before we hop out and you know, connect the charger, I just want to show you guys the consumption: 20.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and we've been on the road for 3 hours and 2 minutes. Average speed 96 kilometers an hour, and we've covered 294.3 kilometers, which is impressive with this car considering its battery size. So let's see if we can do this now one-handed without the crutches. So I'm gonna use my tag here. It's authenticating, and then we're gonna choose this, which is the CCS, and then we're gonna connect. So on the Ariya, you have the connector here on the front right fender, like that. And hopefully this should initialize quite quickly. Let's see, hop over here. Okay, let's see if we initialize this quite quickly. So yeah, I've experienced, you know, a little bit of issues yesterday, or the previous video at a Mega charger, but it was raining, we had really bad weather. But okay, here we go. Now we're connected, and then we're getting speed. Okay, 0% stated charge, as you guys can see there, and hopefully we'll hit, well, peak charging speed is 130 kilowatts. Yesterday, or the previous video, we hit 113.5. Again, drove the car down to 0%. Didn't, you know, encounter as severe turbo mode as today. And the battery was cold. It was colder outside. Today it's maybe a little bit warmer, nicer weather at least. And let's see. So it takes a little bit of time to power up here. Hopefully we'll hit 115, 130 maybe. And as you know, the heat goes into the battery, we'll be able to possibly get close to that 130 kilowatt peak charge speed. But the next charging stop, we're definitely not going to go this low in the battery percentage. And yeah, it just climbs and climbs and climbs. 91 kilowatts. Did it stop there? Is it going to go any faster? Well, we may have hit the the peak there. Okay, so while we wait for that, this is a new charging station here, right next to this SO here, which is an express station. It's automated. And then they have over here, you can see they have the Max Premium Burgers, which is like a Swedish chain of like fast food burgers, you know, to compete with McDonald's and Burger King and stuff like that. And we don't have too many of these here in Norway, but I really do like Max. So I'm not going to have any food now, but I'm going to most definitely check this place out in the future. But okay, let's check back with the percentage here, or the speed. We're still at 91 kilowatts and still at 0%. So we were really low in the battery percentage if we're still at 0%, still being connected for like a minute or two. But okay guys, I'm gonna hop in the car, monitor the speed from the cabin, and update you guys if we get, you know, any more charging speed. But I think we're gonna go to at least 50, 60, maybe 70% here, because we're gonna go to Kristiansand and then get our way back towards Oslo. And yeah. What's really cool about these Kempower chargers is that there's a QR code you can scan on the screen, and then you'll get all the information on your phone. That is pretty darn cool, and the layout is awesome. But what's not as awesome is we're only getting 91 kilowatts, and that is strange because now we are the only car connected to a charger. This lady just, you know, arrived in an ID5 or ID4, I think, and she hasn't connected yet, so no cars there. There was a Nissan Leaf connected to that charger and charging, but now we're basically the only car here. Yeah, and we're still only getting 91 kilowatts. So is it the charger that's not delivering enough speed? I don't know. I've had some issues with some Kempower chargers. It's been a while since now. But, you know, they capped at like 125 or 130, not 91. So, I don't know. I think it's the car. We've, you know, driven the car so low in the battery percentage, drained the heat out, you know, considering it's only about 8 or 9 degrees Celsius outside. Yeah, the battery may not even be warmer than 15, 20 degrees, maybe even colder. So, you know, that's the strategy I did maybe in summertime when it was warmer and wouldn't have this much of a negative effect. But maybe now in the wintertime, I shouldn't drive these cars as low in the battery percentage, because we're not going to get that speed because of the lack of heat. So, yeah, so we hit Kristiansand during rush hour traffic. We've been sitting in some traffic for a while, but finally we're clearing it here, because we are exiting here. Look at this traffic, guys. We're exiting here so we can go into town, and people are also trying to enter the road here. This goes down from 2 lanes to 1 lane. That's why there's always a bottleneck, but we're exiting here. And as you guys can see, it's now almost quarter to 5, and it's getting dark outside. If you saw my previous video, I talked a lot about that previous video because a lot of things happened there. But last video, it was really dark, like 11 minutes past 4, because we've changed to winter time this weekend. So we switched the clock like an hour backwards. So that means it's darker an hour earlier. So we go into dark season, and then we turn change the time, so it's going to be even more dark. I don't understand why we do that. So it's kind of annoying. I understand that people want light in the morning, but I think more people would benefit like if the days were longer, if we had more light further or longer in the day. Let me know down below what you guys think. But yeah, that's kind of my opinion. But okay, so we're gonna take a left here, and I don't think we need to go into the train station. We're just gonna take like do a U-turn once we get to the intersection here downtown. Let's just yeah, we'll just do a U-turn over here. I think that will be sufficient enough. It will suffice. So consumption 20.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So it's gone a bit down, which is really nice. I mean, of course, that traffic average speed went down from 95 to 93 kilometers an hour, and we've now covered 307.7 kilometers according to the car in 3 hours and 19 minutes. But you know, that is not with our charging time. So we're going to turn around here. We have 56% stated charge. I think we're going to have enough juice to go to Bamble, to Langesundbruen. We have a few charging options there if we go there. If we're not able to make it to Langesundbrua, We can stop at Circle K in Bambla, but again, they have a new recharge station there I want to try. And it just, happens to be a perfect distance because we charged to 60% now at our last charging stop. And since we were able to go 294 kilometers on a full charge, I've calculated we're probably going to need like 110, 115% to go back. So that means like charging twice to 60% to get the optimal charging speed. But we'll have to see how it goes. Hopefully we have a tailwind now instead of a headwind as we had on our way down here, and also we don't have traffic, so yeah, that's pretty nice. We're now at 3% stated charge, and as before, you can see the car showing us that we don't have any range left, and that also happened at 5%. But the difference now is that we have 12 kilometers left to our destination, and when we were at 5%, the car was showing us we had like 20 kilometers of range left, and this was showing like 14, 15. So we have about a 5 kilometer positive buffer before it went down to 0. So we're not going to have any issues now while, with the turtle mode and stuff like that. We're probably going to make it fine. But the big question now is, will we have any heat in the battery? Guys, I forgot, oh my God, there is a mode in the infotainment system somewhere. If we go to home, yes, this is in Norwegian, but now I remembered it. If we go into electric here, there, battery heater. Oh, battery heater is on. Okay, so has that been on the whole trip? Because if I toggle this on and off, it says warming the battery will improve the fast charging performance. So okay, so we're gonna leave that on. The car was showing us, so that's been on all the time. Okay, but okay, let's do it. Let's go. We have 2% stated charge left and 9.8 kilometers left to go. Once again, we're down to 0% stated charge. The difference now, though, is we are right by our exit. So I've never been to this charger here before because I think it's brand new, with the McDonald's over here, which I also think is new. They opened this section of Motorway like a few years ago, 2-3 years ago maybe, yeah. So we're gonna go over here now. We're gonna take a right, no, straight. We're gonna go straight, no, right or straight? It wants us to go right over there, okay. So we're gonna take a right here by the Esso, and then we're gonna loop around, I think. So if we take a look at the consumption, guys, also 19.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So the consumption continues to drop, and that means we do have, a slight tailwind on our way back. So I think we're going to try to go to 60% here again, and once we do that, we're going to, is this right? We're going to go like this industrial area. Yeah, we're going to go 60%, and then we're going to be good. But is this right? Where are the recharge chargers? Oh, it is here. Okay. It just looked a little bit sketchy and a little bit wonky, but they have a McDonald's here. Like, this is a strange place to have McDonald's, like, hidden. But okay, we're going to connect to a charger here. We're going to choose Jace, just a random 150 kilowatt charger. And yeah, no cars are charging here now. Not even over there, so we should be getting good speed. Okay, we're now connected, and let's see how quickly the initialization happens. So actually right away, and then we're picking up speed rapidly here. 0% stated charge as before. This is the second time in this video and the third time in 2 days I've taken this car down to 0%. So yeah, really pushing the Ariya. So I don't think anybody can accuse me of not pushing this car, because yeah, really been pushing this car. So we'll see what kind of speed we get now. Looks like we're picking up charge a little bit quicker now, which is nice. 62 kilowatts. And again, there's no other car charging here. And they have like, how many do they have? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 charging stations there. 8 chargers, which is pretty darn awesome. So we're soon at 91 kilowatts is where we plateaued last time, and we're not getting more than 91 kilowatts. That is so weird. Why aren't we getting more than 91 kilowatts? Do we have any more information here? Nope. Okay, no more information. 91 kilowatts it is. We're now back at Esso in Slepen, the same place where we started this morning. So we're now done with the trip, and we arrived here with 3% state of charge. 3% left on the clock here, and you know, a little bit better buffer than our earlier stops today. Maybe my calculations were very accurate considering our earlier stops, or the car just goes down to 0% quicker than I initially thought. And I think the latter is more correct. And also consumption today, actually not that bad. 20.0 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers is better than I thought. So if we look at the numbers of this versus the Tesla Model Y in this test and also in the Motorway range test, there's a bigger gap in the Motorway range test than there is today. Actually, the gap is much bigger. So I'm surprised that the consumption was as low as 20.0 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And also, the average speed calculated by the car, 95 kilometers an hour, around 60 miles per hour. That is, you know, par for the course, is what we usually, you know, arrive at once we get back here. So today was, weather-wise, not that bad. It started quite bad, a lot of rain, but I don't think we actually had more than 30 to 35 minutes of rain in total, and we had more damp roads and dry roads, so the weather was actually quite good. So let's go through the results. So the Nissan Ariya 63 kilowatt hour battery pack version had a total charging time today over the 610 kilometer route of 49 minutes. So the first stop, 0 to 60%, 25 minutes. The second stop, also 0 to 60%, 24 minutes. But that 0% on the first stop is probably more than zero, like minus a few percent there. But 49 minutes in total, not too bad. Our only, you know, bottleneck today was the slowish charging speed, and I'm not quite sure why we got that, because once we connected to this Alpatronic hypercharger here, we got 115 kilowatts immediately, but we also arrived with 3% state of charge. Maybe going to zero, and as far zero as we went, really drains some heat out of the battery to be able to let the car just go as far as possible. I don't know, that is maybe the case, or maybe we just get better charging speed out of the hypercharger. Either way, we're not close to that 130 kilowatt peak charging speed, even though I have, you know, that battery precondition checked off in the infotainment system. So overall, not a bad result. This being such a small battery pack and such a large vehicle, I don't think the efficiency is anything to complain about, and actually quite impressive considering this type of vehicle. But in a few weeks time, I'll be testing the 87 kilowatt hour battery pack version, and if that car has nearly as good efficiency as this, it's going to fare much better. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below, and for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.